Yeah. So you know what that means? Nice mackerel. Look that up. Seems to be about a mackerel, there might be a bass out there. At least it's nice and calm today. There's a little bit of a breeze, but it's pretty flat. I wouldn't mind being a little bit closer though, because it is high tide at the moment, so I'd like to get a bit closer to the shore. Tell you what, let's go and have a look, hey? I mean, we're not doing much here. We've got our mackerel, so we've got our food sorted out. Thought I'd tied it up. Never mind. Fish behind the boat as well. Cast. Really worked well. And the sun came up, there we go. Check the size in a minute. I'm going to give it a quick cast. Let it calm down a little bit. There's one behind it. Right. Sort these out. Also brought a pawn pot out today. We're going to try it. That's the wide awake one. See how they quieten down a bit? Not quite as lively. Too. Wasn't even watching, I was looking at something else. He goes. Fish following it. Too close to the boat now. Most of the time when they get near the boat they just leave it. See the boat, see me probably. There we go. Well, that feels a bit heavier. Or it's just a good scrapper. Better size. No giant, but half decent. It's got to be a 40, I'd say it's probably 44 maybe? 43. Calm down. Yeah, I'm going to say 40. I'll say 44. I'll check it in a sec. Give it a chance to settle it a little bit. So they always flap like crazy when you try and grab them straight away, and often get spined for it. Now what I might do is drop the anchor here. Stop us from drifting, really. Fish from here. There we go. It won't take much to hold us in this tide and in this wind. There we go. There we go. Better just check you're still recording. Here you are. He's trying to shake that hook. You probably could do it with the barbless. They've really got small now, don't they? The only thing with the small fish is they're great at spining you because they're small. It's harder to get hold of them because obviously their spines are a lot closer together than that than a big fish. Right, I'm going to give it one more cast and then I'm going to cook up that mackerel we caught. I'm going to have mackerel for breakfast. Good way to start the day. Then we'll head off. We'll we'll head off and we'll do some fishing further out, maybe. Being it's nice out there. Maybe I've got 2 pots I want to lift today, but I'm not really worried about all the other ones. It's just 2 I haven't done for a couple of days. So. Here we go. Another fine bass, great to see. Just stay still for a minute. There we go. Nice and easy release, and he's gone like a rocket. Okay. So, we've got a gas stove with us. Where am I going to cook it? We will cook it here. As long as I'm not near my engine, then I'm quite happy to cook it here. Got no fuel cans on the boat, no good. Right. Go that way actually, because I'll be standing over here. Got a new bit of kit as well. Comes apart. Spoon. Fork. Right, frying pan. That down. Let me just check this. Yeah, that'll probably do. Don't want too much oil. Get that rubbishy fillet knife out of mine. Look how rusty that's going. Snowby one, unfortunately. Not the greatest of quality. Just killing off some of that rust. Won't do you any harm, but don't fancy it too much of it. Right. Basically just run the fillet all the way down. Like that. Now I'm going to just have the one fillet because I thought about it, and those pots I didn't bring any bait with me, so I'm going to keep that one mackerel for the pots I want to lift. Take the rib cage out, we don't need that. And take the centre bone out. There we go. That. Feed the bass. Now, thank you for all your suggestions on different things I can use on the fish. Hold on, wait a sec. Action is going down in front of the boat. Bit of a frenzy happening. I think it's only really small fish though, judging by the splashes. Tell you what, there might be a big one on the back of the shoal. You might see this in a minute because they're coming towards the boat. Definitely small fish. Let's see if we can pick a big enough. Oh, we got a little one. Off, that's good. We're about to release it. You see, the moment you start cooking something, you're going to start eating something, the fish come on. Happens every time. And we hook. There we go. Looked a bit bigger. I don't think they're huge, but look bigger. Bigger. A bit of water in the frying pan. Come on. There we go. Sort it out in a minute. A little one. Okay, back to the fish. Let's get this sorted out first before we start cooking stuff. Get them sized back over the side. This one is 42. That one. Bang on the size limit. Right, let's get this cooking going on. There is something actually before we do that. Now, yeah, as I was saying before, thank you to everybody for their suggestions. And there was one suggestion I saw, and I don't remember your name, but you know who you are. And it was for this. Slap your mama. Now, I had to get this just purely on the name. I mean, what a brilliant name. Whoever came up with that. So, let me put that away for a minute. Grab my fillet. I'm just going to give it another rinse because it's been on that board. It's going to get fried anyway, but, you know. Right, so. Bit of that on there like that. Down a bit. See there, nice bit of seasoning on that. And then in it goes. Take my lure out of the way, otherwise it gets covered in there. Grab my fork. Put this away as well. Fortunately, it's in a well, not unfortunately, but it's in a cardboard tube, so I don't want to get him wet. I'll be using more of that probably. I mean, I haven't tasted it yet. So yeah, can't beat this. Anchored up, catching bass, cooking up mackerel. Fresh. I mean, you can't get any fresher than that. When did we catch that? 20 minutes ago? Thing is, mackerel, it's got to be fresh. You know, this is why when we catch it, we go out, we catch it, we bring it in. Because it doesn't hold well, but if you get it real fresh straight in the pan, it's superb. You know, you've got to have it the same day kind of thing. You don't want to be hanging it around with it. Got a fly bugging me now. Right, finish it off. I reckon the fish have moved back over to Lorraine, you know, or over that way. Right, breakfast. So there you have it. Slap your mama with mackerel. Looks good. It's going to be flipping hot, I know that. Hot, 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 hot. Good. You know, it's saltier than the Old Bay one, but it doesn't matter because you want, like you see, we add salt to the fish anyway, and I didn't add salt today. I did my homework and they did say that it was saltier, so decided not to put the salt on. And no, you don't need any extra salt. And like I say, I do like a bit of salt on the fish, so it always sort of brings the flavour out and just, you know, enhances it all. But this is lovely. And there's a recipe on that Slap Your Mama on the back of it for shrimp, I think it is. Shrimp, prawn, you know, that sort of thing. And I can see that with this. This would go well on shrimps or prawns. It has that kind of shrimpy prawn, almost sort of tone to it. It's not hot, it's just right. It's got some spice, but very mild. And like I say, I don't like hot, spicy food, but this is fine. Mind you, after this series of videos with the cooking and that, I'm going to have so many spices in the cupboard, I won't know which one to choose. Not only that, when you put it on, it almost gives this sort of crispy coating on the fish, which is, like I say, quite nice. So I'm going to try and do a few more videos like this where we just chill out for a bit. Like I said, it's been quite hectic the last few weeks, but now things have eased off. It gives us more time for this sort of thing. It always does ease off at this time of year. Lobsters start changing their shells, the fish seem to disappear, you know, the mackerel disappear a bit more. You get bass and hopefully some pollock and that. I mean, there'll be enough fish for this sort of thing, but I won't be catching like when we were doing the mackerel and we had to catch 200 or 100, or, you know, it's going to be more like 10 or 20 or something like that. I do like the way it crisps the surface of the fish though. Adds a nice bit of texture to it. One or two fish again. I think the main amount of fish has moved over to the other side of the bay now. I think they do that, they come here, then they move off that way. Been watching them the last few days. You know, I think it was Rick Stein said something along the lines of when you eat food, where you eat it has an effect on its flavour. And I totally get that. You know, when you're out somewhere like this and you eat this is just, I don't know, it just seems to be so much more enhanced. Maybe because of your sort of mental state of sitting there eating it and you've just caught it and all that, and it makes it so much more flavoursome. So much more than just sort of bunging it in an oven and cooking it up like you would do every day. I mean, it really does, and I think you hit the nail on the head with that one. Anyway, Slap Your Mama, there you go. Another great spice, herb, whatever you want to call it, spices I suppose. Right, let's get back to some fishing. I'm just going to get tidied up and clean a few bits up, and then we'll go. We might head out, we might head over that way, or we might just head straight out. I'll decide in a minute, we'll see. Right under the boat. Drop down again. Good sized mackerel as well, big. Big, big, big. That feels like pollock. Oh no, look at that. Big old wrasse. You know, I was saying I needed some bait for my pot. Well, that is going in my pot because that is the best bait you can get for lobster pretty much, or one of the best. That way I don't have to use my mackerel up. It just shows these lures, they take anything, even wrasse. Right, I'm just going to check a couple of sets of pots on the way back in. I'm going to go have a scout around in the bay again, and then I'm going to head in. Ones. One little one, two little one, there might be one in here. One again. Oh, that's a shame. Just a little one again. Small spider crab. Lobster. We have two lobsters, and one of them's big enough, and the other one's got a broken claw because they've been fighting. That's annoying. We've got a nice big one there. Well, unfortunately, we've got one with a broken claw. I think it just broke off just now. which was big enough as well. But look, but I can take that myself. So, put that down there because we're heading in now anyway. So, shortly. Got a lobster in here, but I think we've got a bass in here as well. Wow, this is a bit of a mixed bag. Good job it's got a door on it. Lobster out of the way first. I think that one's size. That one there. Let's see, I think. Yeah, that one's size. That one's size. Doing alright with these couple of pots, I tell you. Yeah, that's size. Another one. Quite a large bull huss with big nasty teeth. Just gotta watch it on throttle over everything. I'm gonna let him go. And away he goes. And then another one in there, but this one I think is too small. Very by just. But doesn't matter, it's under, it's under. I say just, that's like a millimetre under, but it's still under, so back it goes. Okay, well that's good, that's a good way to finish off. Ow. Right, well, there we go. There's our 4 lobsters. We've got a box of 25 mackerel in there. And of course we had all those bass. Like I say, more of a fun trip. And of course we had lovely mackerel for breakfast. So you can't beat it.